If I look weird right now, it's probably my eyebrows. I don't know. Um, you know, at the end of the night when like you have a busy day or you wear makeup and then your skin gets oily, that's what I'm experiencing right now. Plus, I just ate some fried plantains and I just like I ate it with some duck sauce. I know that sounds gross, but like I get home and I feel like I'm starving, and then I'm just like, I just want some plantains. So I went ahead and just made some of those, and then I ate those. I didn't eat all of them, but I ate. I had to cook them. So yeah. Um, I want to talk about a touchy subject for me, and it's about like bullying. It would fall into that category of like, bullying, picking on people. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. When I was young, we grew up in a small community, and me and my brothers were a lot lighter skinned than the kids that we went to school with. The majority of the kids that we went to school with were a little more darker skinned, brown skin, um, maybe darker hair, darker eyes, um, straight hair. Um, we were like the complete opposite of that. Um, and we got a lot of crap for it, which sucks. And there were some traumatic things that I've experienced as a child, as well as my brother. Not so much my older brother. I mean, I can't really say that, but there are some things that he experiences on his own. But he was he was different than me and my younger brother. He was a lot more aggressive. He really took up for himself. And he was 4 years old. He's 4 years older than I am. He was 4 grades ahead of me. I'm 2 years older than my younger brother, and making my older brother 6 years older than him. So, me and my younger brother were a little more closer in age, and we grew up. We were very close. Um, we were very close, and I always seen him at school. And I'm just gonna say, like, my older brother, more, he didn't even, cause okay, like, my older brother obviously has like hazel eyes. I was the only one that came out with brown eyes. My younger brother, I don't even know what color your eyes are. They're like blue green. I don't know. So my younger brother came out a lot lighter skin tone than us. His hair was a lot lighter. Um, so him, unfortunately, he got more shit. And I always felt like him being my younger brother, I had to take up for him. I had to be there. I had to beat some ass if I had to. And up until this day, I still feel like overprotective, because I know what he's been through. I know what I've been through, and it's been really hard. And kids can be so cruel, man. Like, it's no joke. Especially growing up in like a small community where everybody's just one color, and you know and a lot of it had to do with the parents. Like, a lot of the kids would repeat what they heard the parents say, and it's really disrespectful and rude to even like think of raising your child like that. Like, teach them to be respectful. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter like where you come from, what your background is, how it doesn't matter. I mean, we're all human. Like, we all we're all mixed in some way or whatever. So there was this one time, I can recall, my younger brother and I were on a playground at school, and there were some other kids playing with us, and we were all having fun. And my younger brother was in front of me. I was behind him, and we were going up this ladder. And if he watches this, he probably knows. You probably remember this, but fucking Zay right there. Um, he was going first, but then I happened to look down because I think there might have been somebody behind me. And then I believe the next thing is my brother. I see him flying down the freaking ladder, like landing. And I remember him crying. Like, I remember one of the girls was like so scared and like shook that she's like said his name to me and she pointed at him. And I'm like, what? And I turn around and I look, and my little brother's right there, and he has blood coming out of both nostrils, and he is bawling his head off. And I'm just like, whoa, like what the fuck just happened? And then he explained to me, so I took him to see the teacher and show the teacher what happened. And she allowed me to go in the restroom with him. I walked him to the elementary bathroom and I helped him clean himself up and calm him down. The goddamn teacher should have been the one to do that. And they should have done something about that kid. Now, if I would have caught that kid, I would have beat his ass. You know what I mean? I would have literally beat his ass. And my brother told me that he had made a comment. I'm just gonna say it. He called him a fucking white boy and he kicked him in the face. So this boy kicked my brother in the face with his shoe. And my brother lost his balance, went flying down, and busted his nose up and everything. And I was so pissed. Like, you don't even know. My blood was boiling. And it was just, it was wrong because I've witnessed so many things in school growing up with myself and people that have bullied me and people that have said shit to me. And a lot of times I wouldn't even take up for myself because I was scared, because I'm like, there's a lot of them against me. I might be bigger than these kids, but there's way too many of them against me. So I know what it feels like to be bullied and discriminated against. I know what it feels like to be like an outcast, like somebody that does not fit in. So now that is why I kind of identify with I'm more of like an individual. I am the true definition of an individual. Like, it's easy for me to go out and make friends and befriend people only because I'm used to it. Because my entire life I have been like mistreated and disrespected and like discriminated against because I came from a smaller community of people. And then I was really comfortable once I got out of that community for a while, and then I was in an area with a combination of different people. And I remember sometimes, like, I would be name called, I would be picked on, I would just be traumatized by the time I got off the school bus, by the time I got out of class, because of what kids were saying to me and doing to me. And I would get home and, I would cry sometimes. I would be upset. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to talk to nobody. And I would hide. Like, I would just hide away. I'd be depressed, I would just wish I had friends. I'm like, I wish I had friends. I wish people liked me. I wish people wouldn't say these things about me. I wish I looked like everybody else. I wish I looked like those kids that are calling me this and that and saying I look like this and that and making fun of my mom, making fun of my brothers. So, like, after a while, I just kind of got used to it because I went to the same school pretty much my entire life, and I just adjusted to it and got used to it, sucked it up, did my shit, and got out of there, And I mean, it's bad what kids could do, like what they put other kids through, not knowing. And I think the parents should like teach your kids to, that everybody is human. We're all the same, There's we're equal. There's no one better than anybody else. No one is better than anybody else. No one, just because you might look a little different doesn't mean anything. And don't pick on somebody because of, what they look like or how they look or how they talk or any of that. Like, that's just wrong. And I have to honestly say it's made me stronger, as I have grown older. I feel like my brother got the worst of it out of us, My older brother, he just knows how to defend himself. Like, he was making kids cry, you know? Like, he was beating these kids up. He was giving them a piece of his mind. Like, he was just different. Like, that boy, he was just bad. He would get called the same names, but he handled it in a totally different, manner, different way. But, as for my younger brother, sorry, cleavage. For my younger brother and I, like, I had it not as bad, but I have been called names. I've been bullied in school my entire life. And even with family members, like, there's been family members that have said things to me. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat the shit, but I have been called names. I have been, like, treated different. And, like, that hurts. Especially if it comes from your family. Especially if it comes from people that's supposed to be your friend. And, your friends being fake ass friends by, like, smile in your face and then make fun of you in front of everybody or whatever because they want to call you white or say you look like this or whatever. Or I'm not dark enough. Or I remember one time I came home, actually, I think I might have been in junior high or I might have been going into junior high. But I would stay in my room. I would read books. I'd listen to music. I'd watch shows. I did a lot of things by myself, And then I remember one time I came home really, really down. Like, I was depressed. And I sat down at the table. My mom was there. My mom was, like, home. And she's, like, sitting there. And she's asking me, like, what's going on? Or, how was your day? And then I'm just kind of like, okay. But she, she knew there was something wrong. So I was kind of like, there's like some problems I've been having or some things that have been bothering me that I don't know what to do about. And then she's like, well, share them with me. Like, what is the problem? Like, what is it? What's bothering you? And I told her, like, how come we don't look like everybody else? Why are these kids, like, picking on me? Why are they bullying us? Why are they saying these things? Why do we look different? Just because we look different doesn't mean, whatever. So my mom tells me, she told me that she just like, she kind of made me comfortable in a way of like saying, like some of my favorite, entertainers, some of my favorite singers that I looked up to when I was younger. Like, she's like, how do you think, you think you're the only one that's going through this or that went through this? She's like, I went through this when I was a kid. I still go through it today. And she's like, think about, like, these singers that you like, what do you think Alicia Keys went through? And then I'm kind of thinking about it, She's like, you don't think Alicia Keys had days like this? You don't think Sade had days like this? What about, like, so-and-so? Like, the list goes on. And she's, like, telling me, like, all of your favorite singers, they look different. They're beautiful. You're beautiful. Like, you don't think they had days like this to where they felt this way, or because they didn't look exactly like, they weren't dark enough, they weren't light enough, they don't fit in. Well, she made me feel like special. Like, I felt good because I'm like, maybe it ain't about fitting in. Maybe it's just about, accepting who you are and what you look like. And if you're not perfect enough to fit in their world, so what? So be it, it's their loss. Like, my mom had always had talks with me. And then, like, she made me feel better about the situation, like, and then after that, I never really thought about it. I just kind of, like, let it go after that. And then I never had to explain myself. I to this day, I still don't like explaining myself. People ask me all the time, like, what are you, whatever, and, people make their, they assume things, like, whatever they want to think. People that know me know, though. I don't have to explain myself for anything. But I think that's like a major thing in smaller communities with kids being picked on because of how they look or because of their differences in appearance and all that. And they're just not fitting into like whatever, you're surrounded by. Whatever, is hard for kids. That's what I'm gonna say. And I told my dad something. I spoke to my dad and I kind of shared with him how I felt about certain things and the way people treated me throughout the years, like what people have said to me or about me or about my family or, about anything, about the way I look or whatever. Like I talked to him about it. And, my dad's really simple when it comes to things. Like his answer was something like, I can't even remember. Forgive me if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But your answer did make me feel better. It gave me some comfort. My parents did comfort me when it came to that. And kids are gonna have questions, so yeah. If you're watching this and you're being bullied, you're not alone. We all go through it. Just take it one step at a time and don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you because you're better than that. You're stronger than that. What people say does not matter. Their opinion does not matter. They're not doing anything for you. Like you don't have to like sit around and just take it. Like you don't have to, just one day they're gonna see how they treated you and then they're gonna know. Like karma is a mofo. Like I'm just saying, but I think parents, you guys just need to talk to your kids. Just don't allow them to be that person. Don't allow them to be that way. And one day, God willing, if I have kids, I want to make sure that my kids don't come out that way. I don't want them to be that person bullying somebody. I don't want them to go through what I went through. I don't want them to put somebody through what don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't treat people that way. I don't want you to be treated that way. Simple. That's it. But get some comfort from your parents. It helped me a lot just by hearing both of my parents say, just comfort me because I needed somebody to talk to, and those were the best people that could give me advice. And I'm a lot better now, but yeah. So I think bullying is just crazy. Like it's just wrong. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I don't mean to rant and carry on, but thumbs up this video if you have not yet subscribed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Good night, guys. Bye.